If you're getting 0 views right now every single time you post on YouTube, or maybe you're just not getting the views that you used to get, this video is going to solve that for you, because I can guarantee that you're probably doing one of 5 things wrong, and once you go through this entire list and try to fix all these things, it's going to increase the views that you're getting. Like this creator that was getting no views, no views, no views, and then they finally got over 50,000 subscribers in a really short period of time by fixing the fact that they were getting 0 to low views. The first thing that you need to check when it comes to getting 0 to low views on YouTube is that your YouTube account is actually verified. And I'm not talking about you having a verification check, because you really need like 100,000 subscribers to get that. To what I'm talking about is coming to youtube.com/verify, and you need to make sure that right here, this says that your phone number is verified. If you have not done this before, well, guess what's going to happen? YouTube is going to think that you're a bot, and they may give some of your videos views, but the majority of your videos aren't going to get views simply because you aren't verified with YouTube. Essentially, YouTube wants to see the phone number that you're using, and that's also going to determine who they're going to show your content to in the beginning. For example, if you verify your phone number and you don't live in the United States, well, guess what? You're not going to get views from the United States, more likely than not, unless you're talking about a topic that a ton of people in the US are actually interested in. The reason that YouTube does this is they don't want foreign countries interfering with what's going on in the US, and foreign countries don't want the same thing either, which is why YouTube actually has this parameter in place. Now, if your account is verified and you're still not getting views, it might be because your account isn't aged. What do I mean by this? If you just created a brand new account, YouTube probably isn't going to give you a lot of views. Again, back to tip number 1, YouTube is trying to maintain security on YouTube. So guess what they don't want? They don't want a bunch of bot accounts showing up, posting a bunch of content, and then getting a lot of views or getting a lot of exposure. Instead, they want to make sure that you have an aged account. Ideally, your account should be 3+ months old, and sometimes it takes that long for your content to start to get a lot of views. Now, I'm not saying that this is the case every single time that you go to post on YouTube, because if you fix tip number 5 that I'm going to share with you in this video, you actually can get views on an account that isn't aged. But I did want to make you aware of the fact that YouTube does like aged accounts more than unaged accounts, simply because what that means is that there's a history of you doing things on YouTube. That may be watching certain content, that may be posting certain content, that may also be you interacting with social content. Essentially, YouTube is able to say, oh, this is an actual human, so of course, let's push out their content so long as they're doing these next 3 things right. But before I dive into them, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you want to go quicker on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, I literally put a video every single day about how to grow on these platforms. In addition to that, I just created a free YouTube Shorts course. You can get it at the pinned comment below. It's going to share with you things like the best time to post on YouTube, the best hashtags to use, how to monetize YouTube Shorts without that many followers, and so many other things that you'll never see on my YouTube channel. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below and get into it right now, literally 100% free. Now, the third thing that you need to make sure that you're doing if you want to be able to get views on YouTube is you need to make sure that you do not have watermarks showing in your content. I see this happen with a lot of people that are creating faceless content, or people that are uploading podcasts or things like that, where they're reposting clips from other places. You cannot have a watermark in your content, because here's the deal. If you download something from TikTok or you download something from Instagram, there is a watermark in that. And YouTube doesn't want the Instagram watermark. They don't want the TikTok watermark. They don't even want their own watermark in the content. Why? Because YouTube doesn't want to promote other platforms. They don't want to promote other things. And quite frankly, you don't need a watermark in your content, because people are just going to take that watermark off, and all the watermark is doing is hurting your views on YouTube. So instead of having a watermark, just have good branding with the title of your channel, with the logo of your channel, and this is going to solve the problem of you thinking that you need to protect your content. Because here's the deal. You actually want your content posted all over the place, because it's only going to make you more famous. It's going to make more people aware of you. And if not, you probably don't actually have a competitive advantage on YouTube, which brings me to tip number 4, and that is that you can't just post the same reposted content that has been posted hundreds of times to YouTube. In fact, YouTube hates reposted content. You can repost content on TikTok. You can repost content on Instagram. You could repost content on X without having that big of an issue. But if you try to just repost content on YouTube, even if it's your own content content, it's not going to get views, because one of the biggest violations right now that creators are making when it comes to being monetized on YouTube is repetitive content. Essentially what this means is YouTube doesn't want the same content uploaded over and over and over again, because the reality is that unless you're reacting to that piece of content or creating a totally new piece of content, then all you're doing is stealing somebody else's content that they should actually be getting paid for, and this is going to result in you getting demonetized if YouTube catches you. And YouTube might let you get away with this for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, for 3 years, but boom, when they crack down on you, it's not gonna be very good, because you're probably dependent on the money that you're making from YouTube at that point, and this is really going to hurt you. Now, if you wanna solve all of these things, there are actually 3 things that you can do to fix every single problem that I just shared with you, and to guarantee that you get more views, more subscribers, and ultimately, you're gonna be able to monetize your YouTube. And that is that you need to fix the titles, the descriptions, the tags, and the transcript of your content on YouTube. Because if you fix these 4 things, it's going to increase the odds that YouTube actually has an audience for the piece of content you're creating. And then boom, you're gonna end up getting way more views on YouTube. Let me explain. So to really highlight this for you as simply as humanly possible, I wanted to go through and actually show you a few different examples of this. So YouTube is going to determine whether or not they have views for the content that you are creating based on the title, the description, the tags, but also the transcript of the piece of content. So let's go ahead and try to find a piece of content that didn't do that well. So if we come down here, right here, Gary's video, The Truth About Outside Judgment. So if I click on this and I come over here and I take this title right here, I'm going to want to copy this, and I come over to another YouTube tab and then I type this in right here. You're not going to see that many videos that have done well. In fact, this video has gotten 4,700 views in 20 hours. So last video about this got 5,100 views in 1 month. Another video about this got 10,000 views in 6 months. And this video got 29 views in just 1 month. And this video, 326 views in 6 months. So clearly, there's not a huge opportunity for somebody to get a lot of views when it comes to something like this on YouTube. But instead, if we come back over here and we go over here to Drake Is on Another Level, if we take this right here and we go type this into YouTube, you're probably going to see a lot more views. For example, we're going to see that this video has 1.2 million views. This video isn't doing that well, but if we scroll down, 8,000 views in 2 weeks. If we keep scrolling down, 11 million views, 14,000 views, 100,000 views. So essentially, there's a way larger audience for content like this on YouTube, and that is why something on this topic is going to get a lot more reach, so long as the tags are correct and the description's correct. If you want to be able to check those things, here's what you need to do. First, you need to click into the video that you're watching. Secondly, come up here, change shorts over to watch. Now from here, what you're going to be able to do is scroll down right here and see what kind of description they have. So they don't actually have a description, they just have a bunch of different hashtags in here, and you can improve on this by putting a description. What your description should have is basically the same words that are in the title, but have it in 2 to 3 sentences. Now on top of that, what you could do is if you come over here and you have vidIQ's Chrome extension, which is 100% free, you're going to go under overview, you're going to come down here, and this is going to show you all of the different video tags. So what can you do? You can copy these tags, steal them, and then add your own tags onto it, because ideally what you want to happen is you want to have at least 450 to 475 of these tags filled out with different phrases that people will search for or that they'll interact with based on what the actual topic of this content is. And then the final thing that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to is the transcript of your content, aka the script of your content, what you're actually saying, what you're actually doing. Because if we come into here, what you need to make note of is that this video is about Drake. So guess what the first word that they say is? Drake. Guess what they say again? Drake. They say Drake 3 different times in the first 10 seconds of the video. And the reason that they're doing this is, again, because YouTube is looking at this information to be able to try to figure out who they should actually show this content to. So you need to make sure the keywords that are showing in your title and then showing in your description and then showing in your tags also show in the first 10 to 15 seconds of your transcript, because it's going to make it way easier for YouTube to know exactly who to show your content to. And if you're not doing this, could be the reason you're stuck at no views. Now, the other thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is uploading content that is actually in the right format. I see so many people mess this up, especially you guys uploading shorts. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through a few different shorts to make a few different things obvious. If we look at this video right here, it is in vertical format. The reason that it's in vertical format is because that's the type of content that YouTube Shorts actually wants to push out. Secondly, he has a hook on the screen right here. Now, this Spanish content is only showing up because I just helped the client in this niche, which is why I'm now getting shown this type of content. But if we come to the next video, again, what do we see? We see text on the screen. This is taking up the entire screen and nothing is being cut up or missed because of anything else that's on the screen. If we come to the next video, we're going to see the same exact thing. There is text on the screen. It is taking up the entire screen. We don't see black bars showing up. We don't see a bunch of text that is halfway off the screen. In fact, another thing that I see is that their eyes are typically near this dislike button. If we go up to this one right here, we're going to see the same thing. The eyes up here. If we come up to this video right here, again, the eyes up here. If your eyes are down here, it's going to be really unnatural for somebody to view the content. If your eyes are all the way up here, it's also going to be unnatural. And you need to make sure that all of your videos are actually taking this thing into consideration, because if not, well, you could just be formatting your content incorrectly, so nobody wants to watch it, or YouTube doesn't want to push it out. Now let me ask you a question. Since you clicked on this video, clearly you're trying to grow on YouTube, so either you get more views, get more subscribers, and probably ultimately you want to get monetized on YouTube. Well, I personally want to help you do all of those things, and don't you think it'd be easier if you had the help from somebody that's already done it? I mean, I've made millions of dollars on YouTube, I've gotten tens of millions of views, and I think I can help you too. And if that sounds interesting, well, please watch this video right here that explains the 3 different ways that we can work together so I can help you get more views, get more subscribers, and ultimately get monetized on YouTube. I'll see you over there.